So Apple is putting cameras in your ears? Yeah, you heard that right, cameras in your AirPods? And look, I love new tech as much as the next guy, but this feels like we're crossing a line we can't uncross. It's like this might genuinely be the most privacy-invasive thing Apple has ever built. And the crazy part, most people are just acting like it's a normal upgrade. Let me explain why I'm genuinely freaked out about this. Okay, so here's the deal. AirPods Pro 3 literally just came out like a few months ago. And now Apple's already working on another version. Here's what's happening. According to Ming-Chi and Mark Gurman, basically the only leakers who actually know what Apple's doing, they're a second. Higher-end model of AirPods Pro 3 coming in 2026, not a replacement. A premium tier. Like how you can buy AirPods for with or without noise cancellation, right? Same strategy. But here's the kicker. Instead of just better ANC or whatever, you're getting infrared cameras built into your earbuds. And I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard this, I thought it was fake. Like, surely someone's trolling us, but nope, this is real. It's happening. All right, let's get technical for a second, because most videos are getting this completely wrong. These aren't regular cameras that take photos. They're infrared cameras like the Face ID sensor on your iPhone. So no, you're not going to be taking selfies with your AirPods. That would be weird. But here's what they can do, and honestly, this is where it gets interesting. Remember visual intelligence on iPhone 16? Where you point your camera at a restaurant and it tells you the hours, reviews, menu, all that? Oh, that's coming to AirPods. You'll literally just look at something and your AirPods will analyze it and feed you information through audio. Which, okay, I'll admit that's pretty sick. But get this. Apple might completely ditch the stem squeeze controls and replace them with hand gestures. Like you wave your hand near your ear to skip tracks or answer calls. And I'm already imagining trying to fix my hair and accidentally hanging up on my boss. Sounds cool in a promo video, but in real life, it's probably going to be a glitchy mess. The cameras can also track your head movement and hand gestures for spatial audio stuff, especially if you have a Vision Pro. Which I mean, cool, I guess. But like 5 people own a Vision Pro, so here's the thing though. This all sounds amazing on paper, but stop me if you've heard this before. Cool tech with zero thought about the consequences. Let me ask you something. What do you feel about Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses? Because those have cameras too. And they've been an absolute dumpster fire when it comes to privacy. People wearing them have been kicked out of gyms. It's confronted in spas. Banned from restaurants. Because nobody wants to be secretly recorded by someone's fancy sunglasses. And here's the terrifying part. Ray-Ban Meta glasses have a little LED light that turns on when you're re-recording. It's supposed to let people know. But AirPods, they're tiny. They sit in your ears. How is anyone supposed to know you're using a camera? These aren't hypotheticals. These are things that have actually happened. A Harvard student used Ray-Ban Meta glasses with facial recognition software to identify complete strangers on the street, and then pulled up their names, addresses, phone numbers, all in real time, just by looking at them. What? That's not science fiction. That happened. Multiple people have been secretly filmed in gyms, changing rooms, doctors' offices. Because the LED indicator on the glasses is so small, nobody notices it. And Meta changed their privacy policy so the camera is always enabled unless you manually turn off voice commands. Always. On. Now imagine this with AirPods. You literally cannot see an LED on someone's earbuds. And before you say, but Apple is different, they care about privacy, let me remind you of something. Remember that 2024 Bluetooth glitch? Where hackers could literally hijack your AirPods and eavesdrop on your conversations? I remember being terrified that some random dude in a coffee shop was listening to my private calls. Apple says it's fixed, but once that trust is broken, it's hard to get back. Your AirPods were connecting to the wrong device, a hacker's device, and they could hear everything. Apple patched it. Great. But it happened, and it will happen again. So here's what keeps me up at night. How will people around me know I'm using these cameras? Is there an indicator? A sound? Anything? Where is this data going? On-device processing or Apple's servers? Will my visual intelligence captures be used to train Apple's AI? Because that's what Meta does. Can these cameras be remotely activated? Because webcams can be hacked. Why would this be different? Apple hasn't answered either of these questions yet. That should worry you. Okay, let's talk about gesture control, because I did some digging into existing products that have this feature. Google Pixel Buds Pro 2. Nothing ear. Mobvoi earbuds. All of them have gesture controls. You know what users say? They hate it. Scratching your head? Song skips? Brushing your hair? Call answered. Adjusting your jacket? Volume maxed out? The AI is supposed to tell the difference between intentional gestures and just ... existing as a human. And spoiler alert, it can't. A lot of these gesture-controlled earbuds don't work with certain apps. Spotify? Fine. Apple Music? Fine. Your podcast app? Maybe your audiobook app. Good luck. The command just doesn't register because the app doesn't support it. That's not the earbud's fault. It's just how Bluetooth works. Running cameras and AI processing in tiny earbuds, that destroys battery. Current AirPods Pro 3 get about 6 hours. How much will the camera version get? Apple hasn't said, but I'm guessing like ... 3, maybe 4 if you're lucky. You'll also have to train yourself to do very specific gestures in very specific ways. That's not intuitive. It's annoying. And honestly, the current stem controls already work perfectly. Press once. Play pause. Press twice. Skip 3 times. Pack. Hold. Noise mode. It's simple. It's reliable. It works every single time. Why are we fixing something that isn't broken? Alright, here's how this is going to play out. Standard AirPods Pro 3. $249 already out. Camera AirPods Pro 3. My guess? $299 to $349 coming in 2026. So you repaying $50 to $100 extra for cameras and gestures that might not even work properly? Get the regular AirPods Pro 3 if you don't want cameras on your body. Period. Full stop. If you like the stem controls and don't need them fixed, if you actually care about battery life, if you don't own a Vision Pro, which, let's be honest, is most people, get the camera version if you read the kind of person who needs to have the latest thing immediately, even if it's half-baked. If you own a Vision Pro and actually use it, if you're genuinely okay with Apple collecting visual data about your surroundings, if you think waving your hands around to control music is worth $100, I'm waiting, and you should too. Apple's first-gen products are always buggy. First AirPods. Connection issues. First Apple Watch. It's painfully slow. First Vision Pro. Heavy and uncomfortable. Let the early adopters be the guinea pigs. The privacy advocates pressure Apple to add safeguards. Let them work out the glitches and decide if you want cameras in your ears. Because I promise you, if you buy this in 2026, you're going to be mad when the better fixed version comes out in 2027. Here's what's actually happening behind the scenes. Apple, Meta, Google, Amazon, Xiaomi, they're all racing to make smart glasses mainstream. This isn't about AirPods. This is about the future of computing. Meta's Ray-Ban glasses are selling well, despite all the privacy backlash. Google just partnered with Warby Parker. Apple is rumored to release full smart glasses in 2027. These camera AirPods, they're a test.
Apple is seeing if people will accept always-on cameras before they launch the real product. Think about it. Vision Pro costs $3,500 and it's bulky as hell. Most people can't afford it. Most people won't wear it in public.
But AirPods?
Everyone already wears AirPods. Yes, they're invisible.
They're socially acceptable. If Apple can make AirPods smart enough cameras, AI, spatial audio, they can bring augmented reality to the masses without making people look like cyborgs. That's the end game. And honestly, it's kind of genius. But here's the dystopian part. Imagine a world where everyone is wearing camera-equipped earbuds or smart glasses. Every conversation recorded, every face scanned, every location tracked. And you won't even know who's recording you because the devices are invisible. And the scariest part? We're choosing this. We're sleepwalking into a surveillance state because the tech is convenient. Is that the world you want to live in? Because once we normalize this, there's no going back. Look, I'm a tech guy. I love innovation. The idea of visual intelligence in AirPods genuinely excites me. But I'm not blind to the trade-offs. Cameras and wearables always come with privacy issues. Always. There's no way around it. Apple has a better track record than Meta. I'll give them that. But they're not perfect. And once this technology is normalized, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. So here's my verdict. Do you buy camera AirPods in 2026? Only if Apple implements real privacy safeguards, not PR speak, actual protections. Only if the gesture controls actually work without constantly messing up. Only if the battery life doesn't suck. Only if independent security researchers verify there are no backdoors. If Apple checks all those boxes, this could be revolutionary. But if they rush this to market just to compete with Meta, hard pass. And honestly, I think they're going to rush it, because that's what tech companies do. So my advice, wait for version 2. Let them fix the problems first. All right, your turn. Would you actually buy AirPods with cameras, or is this crossing a line? Drop a comment and let me know. I'm genuinely curious where you stand on this. And if you want Apple to actually listen to your concerns, here's what you can do. Leave feedback on their website. Contact your local privacy regulators. And vote with your wallet. Because the only way companies change is when consumers push back. Thanks for watching. If this video made you think twice about blind tech adoption, hit that like button. Subscribe for more honest tech takes. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.